What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Rowdy Player One channel. Today, we have a very interesting video. We are going to do the top 10 series that I want to read. I've got 10 books here. I actually have 3 honorable mentions, or to say honorable. So all of these have, I guess you would say, at least 3 books in the series. Several of them have more, but several of these I plan on reading this coming up year, but we will see when that happens. I'll actually have a video out here in a few weeks, more of a priority reading list for next year. But anyways, without further ado, let's go with the 3 honorable mentions first. So number 1 is going to be the Hybrid Helix series by J.C.M. Byrne. The first book, I think, is Wistful Ascension. I actually have the first 3 books on Kindle. It sounds really fun. I think it's superhero type deal, and it sounds really funny as well. So I am excited to try it out. I think is he fixing to release book 6 or book 7? Did book 6 just come out and book 7's come in or something like that? But it sounds really fun. I want to check it out at some point. I have the first 3, like I said, so once I get a shot, I plan on reading it. The second honorable mention is the Songs of Chaos series by Michael R. Miller. The first book is Ascendant. I read something, was it Stone Fist? Something of the Stone Fist. I can't remember the beginning of it. And I think it's actually, that's one of the books that you get when you join his mailing list, a little novella. And I think it technically is like between book 1 and 2. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed that. So I really like Michael R. Miller's writing. So I think I'm going to love the Songs of Chaos. And I think he's working on the 4th book right now. So I would like to, if possible, get to the first 3 at some point this year. Hopefully, we will see. It may not happen, but they sound awesome. And the third one is the Adan Trilogy by Dr. Philip Chase. Dr. Chase is on BookTube, and he actually just, I think the first book just come out where you could purchase it on the Broken Binding, and it looks beautiful. I actually bought the whole trilogy on Kindle as well a few months ago, I think, for like 99 cents a piece. So I'm going to give it a shot, and if I do enjoy it, I plan on purchasing all 3 of the books. Now, they may not be the Broken Binding editions. They may be super hard to find once they each come out. But I definitely, if I like it, and it sounds awesome, so I definitely intend to try it out. It might be 2025. That's a possibility. I really want to make it some sort of priority to do, but we will see. So that is the 3 honorable mentions. So now I have 10 other book series that I want to try. There's only, let's see, 2 books that I've read the first book on. The rest of them I've not touched. So, but the 2 that I have, I definitely want to finish, and they are rather large series. So without further ado, let's get started. The first one up, I want to try Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth series. I got this pretty good edition of a mass market paperback for 75 cents. So you can't beat, on this side, you can't beat trying out a book for 75 cents. And this is a chunky boy too. I've heard really good things about this series. by what I understand, it is basically about, I think it's like 1,000 years in here. Maybe it's a century of them trying to build a cathedral, maybe, or I think that's right. So sounds good. I've heard fantastic things, like I said, but I think it's a, you're either going to love it or you're not gonna, and you're going to put it down pretty fast. So I'm hoping I really enjoy it. Most people that I've seen on BookTube absolutely love this book. So I definitely want to give it a shot. And like I said, for 75 cents, it's well worth trying out. So I think this has a trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. But, anyways, Pillars of the Earth. Next up, we have Robin Hobb's Assassin's Apprentice, or the Farseer Trilogy. Kind of like Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth. I think it's a slow book. I know by what I understand, she absolutely tortures Fitz in this thing. So, but I've heard that like her prose are exceptional. She's a fantastic writer, and it's definitely something that I want to try. And if John Minton, A Talking Story, absolutely raves about this book, so, or well, the whole first trilogy, so I feel like it's going to be pretty good. And I definitely want to check this out. This is an absolute priority for 2025. At some point soon, in the early part of the year, it will be read, at least the first one. I have the whole trilogy over there, so if I like this, I'm just going to continue on. So, Robin Hobb's The Farseer Trilogy. Up next, we have George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire. I've watched all of the HBO Max series and absolutely loved it, except for the last season. I don't know, it just felt really weird. But this is supposed to be, I would say, even better. So I've got this whole entire series. I think it's 5 books. 2, 4, 5. Yes, 5 books out. Book 6. Who knows if it'll ever come out or not? But I don't. If he never releases it, at least you got 5 unbelievable books, by what I understand. So this definitely will be read in 2025. I'm very excited about giving this a shot. So yeah, George R. R. Martin's Song of Ice and Fire. Then we're going to go with the God Eater Saga by Rob J. Hayes. This is Demon. I've got Deathless over there and Herald. Now, I'm trying to, how do you explain this? It is a trilogy of trilogies. The first 3 books are all that's out. I have all 3 of them. These are the Broken Binding editions, or I guess Kickstarter or whatever. But they come from Broken Binding, and they're beautiful. There's 2 novellas, which is what this one is, and Deathless, and then Herald is the big boy. I don't know anything about these, but I've heard they're unbelievably good. So I definitely plan on reading them. They look fantastic. Obviously, I love the covers, but I think they are going to be really, really good. And that will be 3 books in this series. So, and I don't know, maybe he's got the next set 2025 or 2026, the next 3. I'm not sure. So, if which I'm hoping this is unbelievable, and then I can continue to buy the trilogy. So, The God Eater Saga by Rob J. Hayes. Then we have Jade City by Fonda Lee. And I've heard this is unbelievable too. It is, I guess it's like a crime book, family drama, all kinds of stuff going on. And I've never heard nothing bad about this series at all. Like, I guess more people complain on which book is the best out of all of them. But I personally, I'm really looking forward to this. I want to check it out. If I love this first one, I will definitely be purchasing the other two. I only have this one book, and I'm sure it's going to be great. I mean, it's right under 500 pages, so I plan on knocking this out pretty fast. But I, I really, really want to start this soon. So I'm excited about Jade City Fond du Lis. Then we've got Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I have read this book and I am dying to continue. I do not have the other two, Iron Gold and Morning Star. I know there's technically 6 books out. That's just the first trilogy. I at least am going to pick up the other 2 books because, by what I understand, it is universally decided either Iron Gold or um, Morning Star are probably the 1 or 2 best books in the entire series by what everybody that I've read or have watched says. So this right here was excellent. And they say that this is like the weakest one. So it makes me so excited to continue this series. I cannot wait. So hopefully I can pick up these two. Heck, who knows? Black Friday's like next week. So, or when is it? This week? I don't even know when this video's coming out. Who knows? Black Friday, though, hopefully I'll be purchasing at least the next 2 books in this series so I can have them on the shelf and ready to go because, I want to read it. I want to get all of them done, so we'll technically be 5 more books before I think it's Red God is where it's going to end, and I think it comes out in 2025, potentially. So I really want to get caught up on that so I can jump on the bandwagon with everybody else to get ready for the last book in this series. Because holy cow, this was fantastic. So, the Red Rising Saga. Then we've got John Gwynn's. You can see that. The Bloodsworn Saga. There we go. This is the Shadow of the Gods. I have the. What's the second one? The Hunger of the Gods. There we go. Found it. And then the Fury of the Gods just come out in October. So I definitely want to read these first 2. Hopefully I'll be able to pick it. If I like them, of course, I'm going to grab the third one and give it a shot. It's supposed to be, check, this ain't even that. It's under 500 pages as well, right at it. Yeah, it's 490. So this is really good. A lot of things that I said, the first 2 books, it kind of gets, I say, worse through, like the first, second, and then the third one is the worst. But it's not that they're bad, but what I understand, they're all really good. It's just they kind of tail off a little. But everyone says that Malice, I can't remember the name of that series. There's 4 books in it. That is unbelievable. And apparently, John Gwynn writes the best fight sequences in books. So, and I love action. So I really think this is going to be good and it will be read in 2025. Hopefully, like I said, I love the first 2 books and then can grab the third one. So that is the plan. Next up, Joe Abercrombie's The First Law Trilogy. I have read The Blade itself. Absolutely loved it. Unbelievable. Galacta is my favorite character so far. I don't know if it'll change to Logan Nine Fingers or not, but right now it's Galacta. So next is Before They Were Hanged. I have the whole trilogy over there. After Before They Were Hanged is Last Argument of Kings. So I have it. I know that there's technically 9 or 10 books in the series. You got this trilogy, then you got it's either 3 standalones and then a thing of short stories, maybe, and then another trilogy. But I at least want to get the first 3 books done. I've got the first one, like I said, done, and then these 2 next. I can't wait to get back into this world and see what Glock does up to next because it's going to be so good. I already know. And surprisingly, the first book wasn't near as grimdark as I was expecting. Like, I was expecting way worse stuff to happen. I was expecting, I mean, just terrible acts. We'll just say that. And it never really happened, which I was super surprised about. Now, it might get pretty rough in book 2 and book 3. I have no idea, but we will see, because I definitely will be reading this next year. Oh, yes. Now we've got The Sun Eater by Christopher Rocchio. This is my Broken Binding special editions. You can see they are beautiful. I actually got the next 2 in after my first 2 were horribly damaged. But they sent me books 2 and book 3 again, and I have them. So now I have the first 3. And then I think the 4th and 5th book come out in 2025, and then the 6th and 7th book come out in 2026, which I'm debating on. I potentially might just read them as they come out in the broken binding order, because these are beautiful, and I would kind of like to read out of these. So nice. But I've not read any. This is by universally acclaimed, fantastic, unbelievable. Rocchio is an incredible author. So I am very excited to start this series. This is an absolute priority, we'll say that, for next year. At least the first 3 books are. But we will go from there on how I continue with it. But I really, really want to start this next year. And then the last and final book, and actually will probably be the first series I start in 2025 in January, is Ryan Cahill. This is The Fall. And then I've got the other 6 books in the Bound and the Broken over there. These were all the broken binding books. He signed all of them. They are absolutely beautiful. I'm debating on how I want to go about doing this. Like, this is the little novella. It is 100. It's not even 100 pages long. No. And I don't know if I want to do 1 book a month, because, like I said, I got the first 6. I got 3 novellas and 3 main books. But I think he just released a couple of months ago another novella, maybe. And then I know that the next big book comes out next year. So I don't know if I want to do a novella and a book, at least to start, because the novellas get bigger and the books get a whole lot bigger. Of War and Ruin is just huge over there. I mean, it is a massive tome of a book. So I hadn't decided how I want to do that. It may just be 1 book a month for the first 6 months of the year. And then maybe by the time that happens, the 7th or 8th book, if that little novella, I'm not sure how that works. If that works, as far as if I can get it, we'll see. So this is the number 1 priority in 2025 for sure, because it will be started in January. So, hey, anyone that wants to hop on this with me, or any of these books, let me know in the comments, because I would be glad to do a buddy read or anything that anybody's interested in, because I think these are going to be fantastic. They're going to be fun, and I'd love to chat with everybody about it. It's not fun to read a book and nobody cares, and you're just like talking to the wind. That's not fun at all. So if you would, come join the channel, like the video, please subscribe, and let me know if y'all are interested in any of these, if you plan on picking any of them up, or if you want to do a buddy read or do something like that with them, because I am all aboard, and hopefully I will have more people to join me. But other than that, that's all I've got. Y'all have a fantastic day. Bye.